Today I will tell you an exciting love story. And this love story happened in Bethlehem. You know that Jesus Christ also was born in Bethlehem, but today I don't tell you the story how Jesus was born. I tell you another story which happened in Bethlehem during the Old Testament. There was a woman, her name was Naomi. She was married to Machlon, and during the time where they could not eat, they had to go away from Bethlehem to go to Moab. That's Jordan today. So they lived in Jordan, but Machlon, the husband of Naomi, died, and her two sons, Malchon and Kilion, died in Moab. But they had wonderful wives. So one of the young women, her name was Ruth, she decided to follow the mother-in-law back to Bethlehem. She said, "I will not let you alone. I will care for you for the rest of my life." And because she was so nice to her mother-in-law, and she cared so much for the mother-in-law, God blessed her mightily, and God had a surprise for her. God had a big love planned for her because she was so helpful and so nice to her mother-in-law. So she said, "Mother, what do you want me to do?" And Naomi said, "Please, I'm too old. I can't go out in the fields. Just follow the workers there and get enough wheat as you can get in your basket, so we can make bread from the wheat." And Naomi did so, and this big field belonged to Boaz, a rich man. But Boaz already heard the story that Ruth joined her mother-in-law from Moab, and Boaz thought, what a wonderful woman, that she came from her home to come with her mother-in-law. So Boaz said, "Workers, just leave a lot of wheat back. Just give this woman enough wheat she can pick up." And he said, "Come and sit with us on the table. Eat with us." And he said to the co-workers, "Don't do any harm to that woman. She is so precious, so let her pick up as much wheat as she wants. Help her even." He was so nice to her. So she came home and she had so much wheat. They could bake bread and have enough to eat. It was so wonderful. But then Naomi said to Ruth, "You know what? Boaz, which field was it? Was it Boaz field?" "Yes, I think they said the name is Boaz." "Ah, you know he's a relative. And according to our law, he could marry you." "Really? I like him so much. He's much older than you. But he is a nice man. He's so wonderful. He's a caring man." So she said, "Ruth, you have to do something which is not so nice for you." "What is it? I do it for you. You have to go to the cornfield and to the place where he's staying the night. And you have to lay down in front of his feet." "I?" "Yes. He won't do you any harm. He's a good man. But just tell him that he can, according to the law, be your husband." "I have to tell him?" "Yes. You have to humble yourself." "I will do it. God will help me." So she went to the tent, to the area where Boaz slept, and he slept at night, and she came when he was sleeping, and she just was laying before his feet. And he woke up on midnight or during the night. "A woman! Here! I'm sorry, I am Ruth." "Yes, I know you. Naomi, my mother-in-law, said that you are one of our relatives and that you are able to marry me. Yes, I know, but there is another relative, and we have to ask first if he wants you in a field which belongs to Naomi. Please, I will ask the elders of Bethlehem, okay? We'll see each other soon, Ruth. You're a wonderful woman. And Ruth left the place before they arise. And Boaz on the next day went to the elders of Bethlehem and said, and brought also the relative man, the uncle, and he said, there is still a big field which belongs to Naomi. Do you want to have it? Of course I want the field. Yeah, if you want the field, you also have to marry the daughter-in-law of Naomi. Her name is Ruth. What? I have to marry Ruth from Moab? No. Okay, so you don't get Ruth, you don't get the field. But I want to care for Ruth, and I want to take the field as well. So elders of Bethlehem, you are witness that I am able to marry Ruth. And they said, yes, you can marry Ruth. And the elders were so happy, and they exchanged a shoe as a sign of their contract. They did it that way. And they married, and it was God gave them a deep love for one another. It was a big love, and even Ruth was so young and Boaz was much older than her. They were so happy together. And soon, about a year ago, she gave birth to a boy. And you know what? That boy was the grandfather of the famous King David. And Jesus is also a descendant of David. So God did such a miracle. Naomi's life was so hard, but at the end, God did so many miracles in her life, and He cared for her. And Ruth gave the little baby into the arms of Naomi and said, this is your son. And Naomi was so happy. And God can also do miracles for us. If we give our life to Jesus, God is our Father. The God who has created the universe is our Father. If we believe in Jesus, if we ask Jesus for forgiveness and to deliver us from our sins and forgive our sins, and if we give our life to Jesus, then He will set us free, and He can do miracles for us, like He did for Ruth and Naomi. More in the next program.